Hello there, and welcome to Fridays with Tab and Chance. I am Tabitha Brown, and this is my husband.
I'm Chance, what's up?
Today we have a special guest. Honey, if you can't tell, okay, it's giving very good. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
They call me Fresh. I'm the guy behind Rich Fresh.
All right, come on, Fresh. All right, bring the beat in. Fridays, Fridays, Fridays with Tab and Chance. Bump, bump, bump. Fridays, Fridays, Fridays with Tab and Chance. Sing
I
it,
told you.
Come on.
See, when you do it, if you would have tried to rehearse it, you'd have been like, yo.
It was up in there. Okay.
It's so easy.
Y'all
It's just
knew.
kind of,
Y'all
yeah.
knew.
Yes.
You've been doing this so long. I know. Just roll with it.
It's the same words.
It's
That's all it
spiritual.
is. Absolutely. Like, if you haven't figured it out in this moment, he is a designer, an artist, honey.
Yeah.
It is giving very good.
One of the dopest.
One of the best.
The suit I wore, because I was getting the messages from all, especially from the men. So the suit I wore on my 45th birthday last year in the video. Some of y'all gonna remember when me and Tab was doing the little two-step
Yeah,
video.
the black with the cream.
Then
that was so clean.
I wore one of the suits to
The Emmys the first
yeah,
year.
and then I wore the other one to the second time that we went. The one where you won. I wore the black one. Remember?
Oh,
I
yeah.
wore the gray one to the first one when
Yeah,
you was
that
nominated.
gray was
The
so
gray one
nice.
was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the guy who designed those.
And
for
you wore the
people who was
pink.
asking.
And
then,
Donna's
I wore
recipe.
the pink one for Donna's recipe. The
The print ad.
print ad. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk
I
about it.
got one. I still got one on deck for y'all. I ain't wore it yet. It's one of them suits that you be like, man, let me save this. I can't.
I know
do
he be trying to save it for something.
Yeah, I'ma save it.
Yeah, but yeah,
I gotta have a special moment for my stuff. I ain't just walking out the house.
I love it.
And Rich Fresh ain't normal.
Rich
Yeah.
Fresh, there's nothing normal about Rich Fresh. I mean, we're gonna get into it. I don't want to go so far into it just yet. But you've seen his work, not just on Chance, whether it be NBA players, whether it be huge stars on stage performing, even in movies, right? All the things. So, but before you were the brand of Rich Fresh, let's talk about where are you from? Let's go back.
Okay, let's take it back.
Let's take it back.
I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out M-Town. I love my city. But I was actually born overseas. I was born in Germany.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I did that whole thing, moved around a bit.
Military.
And then we landed in Memphis when I was a teenager. And I just spent the majority of my formative years there. So I always say that's where I'm from.
Yeah. So was designing and art always who you were?
Yeah, pretty much. I've always been drawing since I was a kid. It was just like my thing. I just like to draw, so I was always drawing. But I thought I was gonna go in the direction of architecture or something. And then I got the fashion bug in middle school. And I figured out that's how you get the girls' attention is you gotta be fly, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Always.
So
about
that's
to
it.
do
Like,
Listen, that be y'all's thing, huh?
Yeah, it's it's not that difficult. if you want the answer, I give it to you. And that's what really did it for me was seeing how I transformed from I was talking to my sister earlier in the car, just running through the whole story, being this really shy, insecure kid, and then putting these clothes on and feeling like something different, and being able to perform differently in the world and be perceived differently, and then you end up taking on the confidence level of this other entity that you've been role playing as. And I just saw how that worked for me, and how the different changes that I had. And so that was that to me was okay, this is your thing. This is your thing. It works. It's magical. And I learned that I could do that for other people. I could see someone else oh, this will work for you. Bro, if you wore this color with this color, I could physically see it.
Yeah.
And so I was just this is what you got to do, bro. You can't do can't go to school and just do some regular stuff. You gotta do this.
Yeah. So wait, did you go to school for design?
No. No, I wanted to, but it wasn't the way it is now. Like, I think it was only like
A handful of art schools?
maybe 2. And my parents didn't really understand. Knowing my family has a fashion background, so it was very, what are you even talking about?
Yeah.
And so, it was just like, all right, cool. There are other ways to figure it out. You know? Let me just do it my way.
Okay. So the path wasn't laid out for you.
No.
Right? So let's talk about that, because I think it's so important for dreamers and people who are artists who maybe are feeling stuck, because I've been there as well, and you don't know how to get there or what steps to take.
Right.
And sometimes we get detoured, right?
A lot of times, yeah.
So did you have the detour, and what did that look like?
I had the grand detour.
Yeah,
I had the
let's
grand
talk
detour.
about it.
I can't even talk about it on this show. This show is too wholesome.
No,
It's too wholesome. Y'all don't want to. You don't want to.
no, we gotta have the
This is
real
crazy.
stupid things.
No, it was crazy for real. For real. I came out to LA, big eyes, big dreams. Like, I'm gonna come out here, and I wanted to be a bag designer. That's what initially brought me out. And
From Memphis to LA.
Right.
Okay.
Actually to San Diego, but then San Diego just didn't really have. I thought it would have a fashion center, and it just wasn't there for me. But LA was like shiny. You know what I'm saying? It was like new and fresh. I was like, I can find a market of something in LA. So I came here, didn't know anybody, and just pursued it heavily. Hung out, did all the stuff, went to the parties, and I did all the LA stuff. I did all the stuff. I did all the partying, did all the drinking, I did all the drugs, I did all the stuff. And
I like how my man just grazed over the
Right. Yeah. Was that part of the detour?
that was part of the detour.
That was part of the detour. And that's his business and his truth, okay? But yeah.
Yeah, no,
Just
definitely.
treated that like that was a speed bump.
No.
We're gonna keep going.
Yeah,
But it's important for people to
on
know.
Monday,
Yeah.
I ate some tacos. Tuesday, it was some blow. Wednesday, it was No, it was crazy. And I'm coming from like small town Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So it was like very out of the ordinary. It's not.
Culture shock.
Yeah, it's a total culture shock. But even like the stuff you can get into out here, it's not what you can get into in Memphis.
It's easy to get caught up.
In everything. And I was a sweet kid. I didn't mean any harm to anybody. So, I'm thinking it's all fine and dandy. I can hold my own. And then, I don't know, you realize like you really can't. And it hit me real tough. And, I had other things that I was dealing with that my brain hadn't really settled on like a conclusion. So it just turned into questions and doubt, which like escalated into levels of depression. And so I'm coupling that with all these various things that I'm now addicted to because I play with them all the time. And yeah, I just saw like whatever energy I put into being a fashion something in LA, I saw that just like vanish, like gone. All that work that you just did, gone. It's gone. And like I had looked up and it's like, man, I ain't got shit. Like I had nothing.
I need to. So I'm big on time. So like, give me a time frame. How much time we talking about you put? Because you just said that was I could see that.
Yeah. Okay.
So you put in all this. How much time had you put into it? And then how much time were you here
Before you lost it?
So what did at the beats? I'm trying to get people who watching to understand what you just said, the difference between Memphis and LA, but people can really understand it when how quick LA can get a hold of it.
Yeah. Okay, so I left Memphis in 2010. I went to San Diego for 3 years, just figuring things out. I went to Los Angeles in 2013. I worked at the Beverly Center. And that's why I was like, okay, I can sell clothes, I can do this thing.
Did you work in politics?
No.
Oh.
I hate, man.
I was like, wait a minute.
I was like,
I feel like because we used to go to the Beverly Center.
I was gonna wait
Yeah,
to
I'm like, wait a
find out. But I got an idea.
I'm like, wait, what you
I got an idea. We're not gonna
Yeah,
get
I'm
off
so
track.
sorry, yeah.
I got to know
I
where
just
you
had to
work
know
at.
where you
Where'd you
work.
work at?
Yeah, I worked at Xenia. So there was a
Oh,
Xenia
okay.
that was upstairs. Z Xenia.
I can't remember.
Okay, is that the store?
In the corner?
It's a clothing store?
Yeah, it was a clothing store. It was in the corner because Versace was
In
right
that
here.
corner.
We were
Yes,
right
in the
next to
corner.
Versace, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking
We
about.
couldn't afford nothing.
Yeah,
back
we
then.
couldn't afford nothing. We just used to walk by.
Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't afford nothing in there either. I just had to work in there. I was the only black guy there, so you would recognize me if you saw me. And so, you know, that was my experience for a year. It was cool, but I realized that, like, that retail life ain't for me. Like, I ain't supposed to have a boss telling me, like, you know, and so I left out 2014 to just pursue, like, I'm a tailor. I've been tailoring since I was 19. I know what I'm doing. I'm the best tailor that anyone's ever seen. And now I know how to do custom clothes. So, like, let me just go ahead and do something. And I started making suits, just colorful suits that people just wasn't wearing. And started getting a little buzz, a little traction. I didn't really know how to value and price my stuff, so I learned that lesson. I didn't know how to properly oversee my production. Everything was made in, like, China, so I don't really have no control over it. But, you know, I'm figuring it out. And so it's 2014. I'm really heavily into it. And, you know, then that's when, like, all the steps are happening. And me just out on my own all the time, just out and about. And I'm saying yes to everything instead of being selective and saying, no, that's not me. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm just going with the flow. Like, you in LA, just say, yeah, just do the LA shit. And what's up? And so then 2015 comes, and you know, I'm still in it, but, like, I'm heavily in it now. And it's just like breakfast. And then things started to unravel a little bit. And so I had my first, like, bump, like, nice bump in the head. And I lost, like, I had a nice little situation, real beautiful loss, real cool situation. And boom, everything gone real quick. And it's like, damn. All right, well, you got to take a step back. And, you know, that took some time. Okay, I got my phone over here buzzing.
So you talking
It's on
about
silent, but it's still buzzing.
It's okay.
So you talking about just a couple of years. You had put in all this work right when it was
No.
about to take off.
Nope. I started over. So I put in all that work for, like, a year and a half, you know, like, cultivating the audience, and here's what I do, here's what I do.
And it was starting to pop off.
Yeah, it was starting to pop off. Like, I used to do these little parties where I would, you know, invite, like, 25, 30 people or dudes to come through, and I would literally sell suits at these parties. Oh, I would like, yeah, I'd make bread. I'd make, you know, $20,000-$25,000 in a few hours, just, like, hustling suits.
Man.
Yeah, so that was my thing, but it was, like, it was exhausting. It always turned into a party afterwards, and then all the shit comes out, and you're, like, the host with the most, so, like, you got to get on the table and, you know, do that shit too. And, you know, I was too busy trying to be that instead of, like, you know, having something that, like, I know better. I was, you know, trying to get in the mix. I felt like they would do something for me beneficial in the long run, and I just burnt out. And so then, you know, everything started falling apart. Boom, year and a half, like, damn, okay, that hustle's gone. Okay, let me start over different. And let me just make this one more about product, less about these parties. So I stopped doing the parties. Now it's like 2016, I popped back up. Now I'm just, like, handling my business. And I'm doing alterations now for a lot of celebrities. So that was, like, my thing first. I was, like, the guy that you call to come on set and, like, fix something. Like he's gonna do it beautifully. He can take this whole thing apart and, like, remake it in, like, 45 minutes. It's amazing. And I was doing some suits every now and then, but, you know, I was paying my bills, like, doing these alterations. And you know, just still being in the mix, having these aspirations, but being in the mix, staying out too late, going to the after parties and the parties after the after parties, and not really pursuing anything. And I looked up and, like, all right, cool, you know, let's give it a go. Let's stop doing alterations. Let's just, like, focus on doing straight custom. And I shifted that business model and was going, and I'm only doing custom. I'm only putting my designs out there. I can't keep, like, doing this thing just to pay bills, but I'm still out here partying all the time. I'm still doing this. I haven't learned my lesson yet. And the momentum I had built, you know, started making bad decisions, looked up and it's like, damn, you lost like all of it. Whew, gone again.
This is 2016?
This is like 2017, it's the end of 2017. I looked up and I made one bad decision. I made a slew of them, but this one just like, pow, that's the one. And I looked up and I had to sit for like 3 months in a shelter and just like,
Wow.
damn, okay, this ain't how it's supposed to happen. This wasn't the plan. Like, you young, you good looking, you talented. Like, you're not supposed to be here, bro. Like, you got all this potential. Like, something is
Man, I like you, Fred.
Yeah.
Man, I like how you, bro. That was said,
But
you young and you good looking.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you here? But
You're not supposed to be here.
But coming into that reality to like check yourself, right?
Yeah, I can't be real myself.
Yeah.
You know, you're too pretty to be here, bro. and so, and then, you know, so I had an awakening while I was, you know, down at what I for sure consider my lowest point. That's pretty low. And, but that was, you know, that was the thing that was like, okay, all right.
That was that turning point.
Yeah, that was the one that was like, all
Now
right,
you 2018.
this is 2018. This is when I started Rich Fresh. So as soon as I got out, that was my objective. Okay, I'm back out on the streets again. I got a few dollars in my pocket, like a few $100s in my pocket. All right, let's do something. Let's do something magical. Let's do this Rich Fresh shit, you know. And that was it. That was the start of it.
So you went from a shelter. How did you get, because people need to know, like, how did that happen? Because all I'm hearing is like God has just had his hand on your life.
Oh, yeah, no, it was all God, yeah.
You know, but how did you go from the shelter with a couple $100 to
Into
Rich
this
Fresh?
Yeah, so while I was in the shelter, I had this epiphany of like, I don't know, I just saw like what it was supposed to be, like if it hadn't been like messed up. And I just saw like all the stuff. I was like, man, yeah, I really want that. So when I got out, I was just like, all right, there are things that I want that I haven't seen yet. But it's things that I want. I know I gotta have them. Like I never made no real money, like beyond like 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like as a business, which to me I thought that was a lot of money, but I had like $1 million aspirations. And I was like, man, I really need to do this, and I can't wait for someone to give it to me. So,
Man.
there are great things that I want, but I know clearly the person that I've been thus far is not the recipient of these things. So it ain't the things that I want is wrong, it's I'm not the person who's supposed to get it. Like I wasn't moving the right way.
You preaching.
Yeah, so
I hope somebody got that.
Yeah.
Because God can't give you what he want to give you until you are who he created you to be.
no, straight up. I mean, and that was my experience 100%. It was just like, yeah, you want all these things, but like, what you gonna do with it? What happened if God dropped $500,000 on your head right now? What you gonna do with it? Something stupid. So it's like, no, you're not gonna even do that yet. You'll undo yourself. So you just gotta wait until you're ready for it. And I finally just got tired of, you know, wanting and not having. I just said, you know what? I'll just change everything. I'll just stop doing everything. And I just made this deal with God. I was like, all right, cool. I want this other thing. I want all of it. You know, I want to be this person of significance. I want to give some value. I want to have nice things. I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to look back and say, bro, that was crazy. You remember this era? And I was like, you know, I'll change everything. So I stopped drinking. I stopped doing drugs. I stopped eating meat. I went vegan. I just changed everything. I was like, I'll just change everything. Yeah. If everything I've been doing thus far is keeping me away from the goal, what happens if I just flip it and just do all the stuff I wouldn't have done, or stop doing the stuff that I generally do and become somebody different? Do I get closer to this goal? And it just seemed like the person who I was becoming was the person that was that person's goals. And it's like almost the second that I made that shift to like, okay, this is my DNA now. Period. It is what it is. Everything just like, all right, cool. Open those doors, open those doors, open those doors, open those doors, open those doors.
You surrendered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, and never had a moment where it's like, man, but this show does taste good. It was just like, that's not who I am anymore. I know what that's like. That life was fun. I could write a book about that life. But that also is terrible. And I recognize the terrible part of it. I had to live through it. So it's like, don't do stupid shit multiple times. You know, it's cool if you do it once. You do it a bunch of times, you kind of, it's like you like it.
And insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was like, no, I want great things, you know, and that was it. And then
I got a question for you.
Stuff
Saying
happened.
that, what would you identify, or can you identify, after making that shift, where you felt like God was showing up?
Oh, the whole time.
Is there one moment, like a pivotal moment, where you can be like, yo, or is there one client? When you say a door is open, give us an example or something.
So I'll tell you, it's one pivotal moment when I was in my situation. I had called this guy who owed me some money, and like I had put all the money I had at the time into doing this order for bro, and you know, he got all this bread, so I'm like, it's cool, I know he's got it, and he just ran off on me, and turns out like, and he was being sued by everybody, so it's like, oh bro, you done, you never getting this money from bro, and it was a lot of money, and so it was like, oh well, you're done, you ain't got no bread, so you know, that was what's like, dang, you really can end up on the streets. You run out of money in LA and you ain't got no option. Like, the streets are right there. So while I was down, you know, I would call every now and then and be like, what's up, bro? I need that money. And I would get, you know, the runaround. And then one time I just called and left him a voicemail, and I was real agitated. And I sounded real agitated, and I voiced my frustrations. Like on some, like, it is what it is, bro. Like, you know, you bullshit me, bro. And I hung up and I was just furious. And when I hung up, I heard God start talking to me and was just like mocking me in a sense. Like, I'm gonna change anything. Like, that's, oh yeah, that's gonna do it. Yeah, you got it. Do that one again tomorrow. I bet it'll work then. You know, and he just sat me down and just talked to me. It's like, you got great things that you could be doing, but you're doing stupid stuff. And you run around idolizing this man. You asking this man every day to help you. You're not praying. You're not talking to God at all. You're not walking with yourself. You hoping that this person is proving he ain't gonna do nothing for you. He just magically wakes up and decides to do what's in your best interest. And you're not trusting God with anything. It was like, you gonna stay here or you gonna like exit this situation? That's not up to him. It's gonna be up to you. And it's like, and you moving like this, he's in power. He's in control of whether or not you escape this situation. Like, come on, you can do better than that. And it was at that moment that it was like, okay. And I never called the guy again. I was like, all right, cool. You know, I trust it. I'm with it. You know, we're going to get out of here different. And, you know, I looked up a few weeks later. My disposition had changed. I wasn't so angry. Because I was real angry because, you know, you feel like you ain't supposed to be here. Like, damn, I'm only here, bro, because you don't pay me this fucking money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, man, I really hope I run into you somewhere. You know? And you just getting a different, and then it's like, you know what? It is what it is. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to learn a lesson from this. You're supposed to be sat down right now. And it is what it is. Something else is going to happen. So I looked up and, you know, a few weeks later I was out. I had a few $100s, like $300 in my pocket. And I said, all right, cool. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just start making clothes. And they're going to be luxury. I'm not trying to sell them for cheap. I'm going to make you the best product because I got real high taste level. So I want to make something that's like, that suits that taste level and defy this norm. Because at the time, like, you didn't really have, if you was a black designer, you was probably going to be for the low, you know? And that was like the expectation. Like, all right, cool, cut me a deal. I'm like, no, I don't do that. I'm not that guy. I know those guys, but I'm not that guy. And, you know, I stood on it because I know I'm gonna give you the best product possible. And even though I didn't have anything, like I had nothing, I had literally dollars in my pocket. I was floating around in little cheap Airbnbs, but no one knew that because, you know, I got beautiful clothes. I know how to present myself. I had an assistant picking me up, driving me around in a BMW truck. So I can pull up and put on the perception and charge a respectable price for something, even though, you know what I'm saying, if I had to tell you, and I wasn't as vocal with like what I was just coming out of at the time because I need to keep people in a mindset of this guy is elevated. And that was it. So, you know, I'm figuring it out, doing my little thing, hustling. Some money's coming in here and there. And I used to go up to the rooftop, and this is where like God really intervened. So I used to go up to the rooftop And I would just talk to God like real publicly and real openly, like I'm talking to y'all, just like talking, just like this is what I'm thinking, this is what I was thinking about, and boom, boom, boom. And I was like, I'm really ready for some more. I'm really ready for some growth and boom, boom. And I said, yeah, I want more money. And God was like, don't work that way, bro. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you got to quantify it. Like, you got to say what you want. You got to tell me what you want. You can't just say, you can't be like that. And the whole time that I was in the shelter, I would listen to audiobooks. So I was getting all this information. I was listening to Think and Grow Rich, everything to like how to manifest a reality that might not be your current reality. So I'm like, okay, let me quantify what I want. So I was like, all right, I want X dollar amount in 30 days. And God would be like, okay, cool, you can have anything you want, but you got to be willing to give something up. And I hadn't really committed to being this new version of myself. So I was like, okay, I'll stop drinking. I'll stop doing, this. I'll stop, I'll just stop, I'll stop eating meat. He was like, all right, cool, get to work. And I just went back to doing what I was doing every day, just like being on social media, making phone calls, being chill, going to this lunch. And I looked up at the end of the month, and I made that exact dollar amount that I asked for, the exact dollar amount. I mean, like the first two, it was $14,000. Like I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
So the first thing I asked for $14,000, and I made like 14,000 and so many hundreds. I was like, damn, that's weird. Okay, well, if this is how it works, let's do this again. But let's do, because that wasn't even that hard. Let's flex it to 40. I think 40 would be cool. Let's do 40 in 30 days. And now, mind you, I'm now 30 days. Like I probably been chilling, doing my thing for maybe like 2 weeks before I started doing this thing. So I'm 2 weeks out the shelter playing this game with God now. And within 30 days, I'm like, okay, that's quick 14. Okay, let's do 40. And then in the next 30 days, it was 40, and I was like, shit. I'm like, okay, well, let's go big. And I just started like asking for more stuff, just asking for bigger numbers, asking for more things.
But while asking, you were also giving yourself.
I was consistently giving what I had already committed to, and then challenging myself and giving up more things, finding other ways like, how can I grow? Okay, and sometimes giving up something is, I'm gonna commit to reading more, or I'm gonna commit to not watching TV for 30 days, or just things that aren't taking me closer to my goal. I feel more convicted to remove those things because I'm very passionate about the goal.
Yeah. And so you also, this is God's way of teaching you to be obedient.
Absolutely.
Right? To him and to your own word.
Absolutely.
Right? I love it.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of questions.
I know. It's so good.
We kind of skipped over.
Yeah.
We skipped over this. And you mentioned it a couple of times that you got this gift. How did you learn how to sew? Where did you get this from? Because you said it wasn't in your family and you didn't go to school. So where did you pick it up at?
I have this thing, like I can just, I can like learn things real easy. Like if I want to know how to do something and I just like focus on it for long enough, I don't know, like something happens and I just like, so that's how that works. And what's up? And once I found out that like my path to confidence is gonna come through clothing, then I was like, okay, I read a biography by Calvin Klein, and he said that he sewed their first like runway collection. So I thought, if I know how to sew, then I can always control, then I can at some point control the direction that my style goes in, as opposed to like having the hope that someone else can figure it out for me. And I knew like at some point I would want to like create my own stuff. And
so you were self-taught?
Oh, 100% self-taught. Yeah, like there was.
You had like home economics in school? None of that stuff?
So The crazy thing is, I'll tell you about home ec story. There was a sewing machine in the laundry closet, and I would just see it all the time. It was just always there. My mom never really, she used it when we were younger, but when we got older, she didn't really use it. And I just took it out and snuck it in my room. And I would go to Walmart and get little patterns and buy a little cheap fabric. And like when no one was around, because I wanted to keep it a secret, because it wasn't a very masculine thing to do in the 90s, and I would just sew stuff. And I would just teach myself how to sew and like, why is this way? And how can I change what does a dart do? Oh, that's interesting. Well, what if I did this? I would just play with stuff. And I did that consistently. And my last year in high school, I actually took home ec. And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the sewing class, because like I've been doing this for so long. And our teacher got sick and we had to have a sub, and the sub couldn't sew. So I ended up having to instruct all the sewing stuff. Yeah. And at that point I was like, I was already super well dressed. Everyone knew that I had this fashion tendency about myself. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like, I need to be overly macho. I was like, yeah, I'll teach the class. This is what I do. I know how to sew. And that's really when I like came and told my parents, like, hey, this is really what I want to do fashion.
So high school, you were teaching the class.
Yeah.
And so Tab has an interesting story as it comes to fashion. And I wonder, you said something earlier about it not being a very masculine thing to do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Did you get bullied at all when you wore your own clothing? Was there any, because Tab, we went to high school together. And I remember her wearing
That's so cool.
Yeah, I remember she was wearing her own stuff and people would kind of tease her about it. Did you encounter any of that?
No, I didn't so much as wear my own stuff. I wanted to keep it very like secret. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want anyone to know. I didn't want my siblings to know. I didn't want my mom, my dad. I didn't want none of my classmates to know that I was sewing. Because I really wanted to like master. I don't know why. Like as soon as I started it, I was like, I'm gonna master this.
Yeah.
It was just my thing. Like I don't want to play sports. I don't want to sing. I don't want to do nothing. I want to master this thing right here. I want to be Ralph Lauren. I want to know what that feels like. And but I used to wear all the fly clothes. I was wearing all the Tommy Hilfiger and Polo, but I would alter my stuff. So all my stuff would fit a certain way. And people were like, man, how your pants fit like, it's like, oh man,
that's the difference.
So I was doing that, but I wasn't telling anybody. But anytime I would make something, I would always like destroy it or get rid of it, because I didn't want, hey, what's this? Who in here sewing? Like, my dad was a drill sergeant. It was none of that. And I didn't want, I was like, I don't want anything to take me away from this. And if I try and make it like a public forum, hey, let's all talk about me. Nah, I want to just keep it quiet. Let me learn some skill. And that was it. So no, I never got teased. Like I was so fresh. It was ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I thrifted. I was a big thrifter. I would, buy things and remake, redesign them. And then I had home economics, and I already kind of knew how to sew because my great aunt was the town seamstress. So nice. She couldn't hear her talk. So I just watched her my whole childhood.
Wow.
And so some of the stuff she would just show me. But I'm not like you, but it did come natural for me. Like I just love fashion and always have, but I did want to be different. I remember waking up one day and was like, I'm not gonna dress like nobody else no more.
Absolutely.
And so I started thrifting and then showed up to school and everybody was bullying me. Like mostly just all the black kids. Because I was different. I wanted to be different. I ain't forgot how y'all did me.
Hey, the glow up is real.
But Jess told me he liked it. He was like, I see what you're doing. I like it, babe.
The crazy thing is, I think that a lot of us have the idea, but there's a certain level. You mentioned you didn't want to play sports, and you said you mentioned the things that are at the top of my list of when I say what I'm about to say. You said I didn't want to play sports and I didn't want to sing. I want to master this. So when she showed up, I knew behind closed doors, we all want to be fresh. Right. That I would have these ideas, if I could do it like this. But in the back of my head, the first thing that will come to mind, they're going to clown me.
Exactly.
So the people who did not give a damn about that, or who were brave enough to me to walk into that, where we have, as a people or as a society, so we've shamed Those people are braver to me than the dude that can shoot the 3-pointer.
Straight
The
up.
dude that can hit that bravado. There's a level of confidence that's needed for that. But I know I've seen it, and I know behind closed doors, I've taken a button or something or drew something on something and be like, man, if it was right here, I could have my own. I used to sit around and draw my own sneakers. I wanted my own shoes. I wanted my own shoe back in the day, and I was like, I'm gonna take this C right here. My own, like all of that.
Yeah.
But where you might have thought, man, this dude is brave. He getting out in front of all these people playing this sport. I'm looking at those people who like, man, she done showed up. I see what she's trying to do. That's fly. Why look like everybody else with I got the little polo on, the cross colors, I had all that, right? But I always looked at that and in my head be like, when I'm buying it, I hope ain't nobody else got it.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So when you step out on that and you actually move on it in any form or fashion, you know, that is, to me, it is, that is the definition of brave to me. You doing, I mean, everybody want to shoot the ball. Everybody want to run the football.
Right.
Everybody want to sing, all of that, right? But the people who like, yo, you know what? I want to be different. I want to look different.
It's also how you stand out.
And that's how you stand out.
Yeah.
And I commend it. I really do.
It's like I had that freedom in high school. Like I had that time where I was a hippie as well. Like I just woke up and I was like, this is who I'm gonna be. Right. But then after high school and going out into the world, I started to shrink that person. I always
Conform a little bit?
I started to conform, absolutely. I always was still fly, but I found myself trying to just be who I thought the world wanted me to be and coming to Hollywood, who Hollywood wanted me to be and look a certain way, talk a certain way, wear my hair one way to fit in. But very much so like you, which also happened, 2017 is when it happened for me. It was my coming to Jesus moment where I was like, I ain't gonna try to live my life the way I created it. I'm gonna live the way you created me to live it, and surrendered my life. And it literally, the doors just began to open. Also went vegan, right? Just changed how I thought and stopped worrying about what other people thought of me. And that's really what changed our life, like in totality. So I commend you on the walk of obedience, because a lot of people, they can say they want to live an obedient life, but it is hard to live a life of obedience, especially when you first start, because you're now saying, I'm truly only going to walk by faith, not by the things I see. I'm going to trust you, God, the things that you're speaking to me, the things you're putting inside of me, because that's the other thing. There's a gift that he put inside of you, right? Which is the thing that wouldn't let you rest. It's the dream, to be a designer, to be an artist. That's not something you make up. It's why it comes to you so easily. And so I just applaud you, and I'm just so proud of you for saying yes to his will for your life. So that's absolutely amazing. So I want to talk about how you created, because when you see his suits, you know that he is.
Absolutely.
Now, there is maybe one other brand that every now and then I be like, y'all trying to be like Rich Fresh, but we ain't gonna say. But every now and then I see him, I'm like, y'all, you think you're slick.
Right.
But that quality though.
It's different.
How did you decide on that specific look? Because it's like, you know your stuff when you see it.
I'm very bougie. That's first and foremost. Like, I was a bougie teenager.
Out of Memphis, being bougie.
Come on. Exactly. But I always have a certain. It's like I know when it's too much. I know when it's like, nope, now it's tacky. And there's just a line. It's like, I know if I feel something like, I could get a job done, but it kind of feels cheap. Like I can just tell, like, this is it. Oh yeah, I can do this with this. So material-wise, I've been touching fabric since I was a baby. It's just always been like a thing for me. And so that particular thing was just like, all right, cool. No one's doing anything with this neoprene scuba-like fabric. So let me take it and start like making stuff out of it. I think it's so cool. It wears really nicely. Let me make pants out of it. I did the pants first.
Boy, had me looking like a superhero.
Oh.
Boy.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Let me just say this. To watch him work, when you came and did Chance's fitting, it's like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
He ain't got no no system really. Like it's in his head, and he recorded himself on the phone. Like he was just record. I'm like, how he gonna remember? What is he talking about? Like he was just like, okay, man, 34 cents. Just okay, over to the left. I'm like, what? This is
I
like.
just remember him.
It was just
being,
amazing to witness.
Yeah, I just remember him being real quiet, and it was quick, and he was just kind of like,
He's like, okay.
yeah, like he gonna,
Okay. And then, yeah.
this gonna look like this on you, and I'm like, you sure? And he's like, that's what I do, and this gonna look like this. No, you don't want it like that. You in.
Yep.
All right, I'm good.
I mean, it was just amazing to witness. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
So the neoprene, which was the first time I ever saw it, was your stuff when it comes to suits. I'd seen dresses, of course.
So
Neoprene.
Neoprene.
That's the fabric.
So neoprene. Okay.
N-E. Preen.
Preen. Oh, because I'd be like, when I be wearing it, like, I'm serious. Like, when I wore it to one of the events with Tab, the gray one.
All night.
Man, listen, I was starting to get annoyed.
He could have sold you 500 suits that night.
So many.
Oh, God,
them dudes,
all
all them people in there. Oh, that's when we was in the other venue, your first time with the kids.
Yeah. It was the first Emmys.
All of them, yeah. I couldn't answer none of the questions. I was just like, hey, look, this him right here. You know how you got your stuff stitching the inside. I was like, hey, look, I opened my jacket up probably 100 times. Like, this is crazy. This is the guy right here.
It was a nice look.
It was.
Nice look.
Okay,
neoprene.
Yeah, neoprene.
Okay.
So you decided on fabric, but the signature is like the stripe.
Yeah, the stripes.
Element.
Well, I always liked stripes. Like even before I really did Rich Fresh, I would always put little stripes going down the pants. I would just find a little fabric, do like a strip of this, a little strip of that, but real like structured. And then I just decided to just do something specific and consistent. I had this buddy challenge me one day. I came in his store, he was working a store. And he was like, hey man, and he met me before I started anything, before I was doing any clothes. He's like, hey man, I see you doing your thing, man, big up. He dabbed me up. And I'm feeling myself. It's like 2016, I'm feeling myself, And he's like, but yeah, man, I just, I feel like, man, you could just do more. You just shorten yourself. And I was like, what? I was like, you just big up me, bro. You just told me like, yo, you're doing your thing, big up me. Bro, wait a second, bro. You working at this store? I walked in like, what are you talking about? I was really confused. I kind of felt like, bro, like, you being a hater? Like, what's the energy right now?
Yeah.
He was like, no, I'm just saying, everything you make gotta be something brand new. Like, you don't have a recognizable thing, but you could be. Like, you talented enough to have something recognizable, but you like, you don't believe in it. He said something, and I was like, damn, what the fuck? And I really was taken aback because like I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't asking for that. And I thought you were just gonna give me a bunch of praise, but you actually challenged where I was, and you said I could be further than I thought I could be. I wasn't thinking like that. You was thinking like that on my behalf. And you brought it to me before I knew I was supposed to even receive it. So I left and I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like I was so pissed off. Like, what I'm saying? I was bothered. I was like, that's my dog. Like, that's my dog. Like, why would he like get me off my frequency? Like, man, I was in a certain energy space, and now he got me thinking about how I could be better. And so when I launched Rich Fresh, I was like, you know what? He was right. He was right. I need to find something that becomes mine. Like, what can I do that I own? I don't want to put RF. Like, I don't want to do what's expected. I don't even want to make it feel like streetwear. I want to make it feel like some from Jupiter somewhere, you know? Like some from the year 2560, you know, like long, far from now. And I like stripes. And I was like, you know what? The stripes are kind of cool. And if I do them consistently enough, and if I do them on everything, if I do them a certain way, you'll know it's me. And the yellow tab, yeah, I'm gonna put a tab on everything. Now, if you ain't see the tab, it's fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not yellow and it's got, you know, and I was just like, and I remember I told a buddy of mine about it. He thought it was the stupidest idea in the world. He was like, nah, bro, that's a stupid idea. Like, first of all, neoprene ain't gonna work. No one's gonna want that. Trust me.
I got 5.
I got one too.
But he was like, no one's gonna want that. He's like, it'll be a career-ending decision. You don't want to do that, bro. Just stick to your suits. Then you want to put stripes all over your suits, bro. Ain't no one trying to wear that shit, bro. What are you doing? Get that shit normal, bro. You already with these weird colors. Now you want to put stripes and shit, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You tripping, bro. And then you want to put yellow tabs on it, bro. Ain't no one trying to have that shit on their clothes, bro. You just got something just dangling off the clothes. I'm like, I'm finna do all that shit, bro. And I'm finna make it hella expensive. Because it's art. I don't feel like these are even clothes. I feel like it's an embodiment, you know? It's a certain spirit that I put into my stuff. Because I'm very specific about it. Like, I do mock-ups, like it's art. Like, I'm like, what's the best thing that I could deliver right now for this one person? And so I make it like, it's a high luxury thing. And, you know, it's people that thought that was just gonna be the stupidest shit in the world. And I was like, but I can just see it. If I do it all the time, it'll just become
It'll catch on.
the thing. And it'll be my thing, you know?
And it is.
That's the thing I like about my suit, too. That's the thing what you just said. It's fitted. Like, you can go get a suit tailored, any suit tailored. But I think saying that with my suit that you made for me, saying it's tailored,
It's an understatement.
it's an understatement.
Yeah.
Can nobody...
It's almost disrespectful.
So nobody could take my suit, make alterations for it, and give it to somebody else.
No.
They can't do it.
No.
That suit is mine. Like, you can't... My mom...
The armhole is specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom likes to get a lot of our clothes, right? She does thrifting. And she was like, I want, if you get rid of that suit, I want that suit. So first off, Mom, that suit costs way too much money. Secondly, I don't think nobody else can wear that suit. I really don't. They would literally have to have my body in order, and
Because
there's
he
nothing you
tailored
can
it
do.
specifically for your body.
Yeah, it is, and it's not. And saying it's tailored is an understatement because of the.
It's sculpted almost.
Yeah. Because when I first learned what they cost, I said, nah. Then after I got one, I was like, okay.
I see.
All right, I see what. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I get it. This is
It's
mine.
a ticket, y'all. It's a ticket.
It is. It's gonna cost you, but it's all right.
But your price is your price,
Right.
and you feel how you feel, and your price is associated with your journey about the thing that you've been passionate about your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one to try to talk a person down. If that's what you charge,
Absolutely.
that's what you charge.
You've been, like, you gotta look at it like, what age were you when you really started fashion? Or we could take it back to you teaching high school sewing in class,
Beyond
right?
that.
To where you are now, we could say 20 plus years. That's what your price is,
Right.
which is still not what you're worth.
Absolutely.
This is just the price you've chosen.
Correct.
Right? So people buy Gucci, Versace, like all those, Rich Fresh. It's no difference. It's just, actually it is a difference. His quality. It is custom to you. It's an amazing brand. So, and while we talk about the brand,
sweet.
let's get into what you're wearing right now.
Oh, so this little thing?
Okay.
Oh, you know,
Because
this-
then we got to
this
get
little-
into
this
the
thing.
things.
Yeah, I love these tracksuits so much. I was just like, let me make one that's just like shiny and has like sequins.
I'm gonna need a shiny sequin.
Yeah.
Y'all know I love a
Gotcha.
tracksuit.
And it's a whole situation. It's got the pants, they wide leg, really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you got so tracksuits and suits is what he is known for.
Right.
But there are some new things you want to share with us today.
So we've been working on a ready-to-wear launch because, the whole goal was for me to like evolve as a fashion designer. And tailoring was just like part of the journey. I was like, okay, cool. Let me learn it from the inside out. Let me learn how to alter a suit. Let me learn how to make a suit. Let me learn how to make all kinds of different things and just learn a lot about fashion. At some point, it's like, okay, cool. How do we evolve beyond this? This is cool. I love being the go-to guy for all these celebrities. It's fascinating. I'm honored. But how do we take it a step further? And the step further is like, got to take it out to the masses. People got to just be able to get it. And so I met my business partner. He was actually my neighbor. I moved to Calabasas during the pandemic. And the guy, my neighbor, just ended up being like someone really big in the production space, specifically the shoe production space. He was associated with Yeezy. So he had a lot of mastery in a lot of areas that I needed in order to move in that direction. So we met and we decided to, to give something a go. And we've been working on this for like 3 years now. And so,
without further ado,
you can't keep working on it. Like that's the thing. You gotta at some point you gotta say, all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and give it to the people.
Yeah.
And so we put together a range of bags, which I know talked about.
I love. Okay.
The most beautiful bag ever. Like I sat in a closet and came up with this bag design over like a 6-day period and just fell in love with it. So I'm very excited to be bringing this to market.
Yeah.
And then we've got tracksuits, and then there's something else I want to show you as well.
Okay. All right. Drum roll.
So this is the bag.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's actually, the name of it is called the bag.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Because
the
that's
bag.
what it is. It's just, this is the bag. Look,
I'm looking for the yellow tab, but you got a little black one right there.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the ready-to-wear products are going to be a little different than the custom. You'll still know.
I'm like, it's heavy, but you got it
because
stuff.
there's something in there.
It's something in. Oh.
Well, yeah. So
I like the double zipper.
Yeah, I want to let you experience the bag first, and then I'll tell you what's in it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. I see the signature stripe is there. I want some. You customize these too, like you do the suits. If somebody want to order colorful stripes.
I do, but I do that on the custom side.
Oh, okay.
And they're a little bit different.
Oh.
That means a little bit more money.
Might cost you a little. Might cost you a lot. But it's gonna cost you. I thought this is beautiful.
Yeah, and these, like, we're coming out with so many different colors. Like, we introduced 7 colors right now. We've already got another 10 colors that we're finna put into motion.
Amazing.
So we're just gonna keep doing cool, colorful stuff.
It's beautiful.
It's vegan,
Come on.
Like, that's the coolest part of it. Like, it's
Cruelty free.
Anytime you think of a vegan bag, you don't really get like a real, like, you think like something plastic, something vinyl.
It's hard to find like nice quality.
No, this material was like
neoprene in the inside.
So it's a microfiber.
No.
It's a micro suede.
Okay.
Yeah, like this material was engineered to feel like a calf skin, but to be completely like it's a coated microfiber.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
We need that. It's good for the planet.
It's great for the planet.
Okay.
What the bottom look like? I always be thinking like.
Let's see. The bottom.
Okay.
Oh,
I always be thinking
Yeah, they
like,
have skis on it. Yeah, the bottom's
Come
beautiful.
on.
Yeah.
With the skis. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you got. But now, you want me to pull out what's in here, or do you want to show the other?
So
other bag
we got a few
colorway?
different colors. It's a bunch of different colors. I just brought this is like one of my
fire,
personal
man.
junk.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning.
It is beautiful.
fire.
Yeah. Look, the yellow. See the
Yeah.
yellow tag on there. It's
So
beautiful.
stunning. And it's a big bag. Like you can put a lot in it.
This
The more
could
you
be
wear
like
it-
a little travel bag too,
Oh,
like on
100%.
like a little carry-on.
Like, let me show you how much stuff you can get in here. Like,
Okay.
It's crazy how much stuff you can get in here.
All right, let's see what you got.
Unbelievable how much stuff you can fit in one
It's
of
got
these
the double
bags.
zip.
It's crazy, right? Like you can fit
Oh my Lord!
a whole tracksuit for Tabitha. You can
Oh,
fit a
come
whole tracksuit
on.
for Tabitha.
I love it. You know I love the colors.
Yes, sir.
Oh, honey, y'all ain't gonna be able to. Ooh,
Yeah.
baby, I love it. This for me?
That's for you.
It's for me. Look.
With the pants.
With the pants.
Of course, you gotta have it.
Babe, this my moment, babe. What? This for me. This for me. Oh,
What the pad bottom look like, man?
Look at
You
that.
know, they're really nice, and they got this little gusset thing. You can unzip it, and you show the logo, the little contrast, pop of color. You know what
and
I'm
it make it
saying?
flare at the
Just
bottom.
make it flare at the bottom. A little bit.
Honey, this might get wore in Wisconsin. And I got to
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Oh,
This is a Tab and Chain show.
thank you.
And since it's the Tab and Chance
Uh-huh.
show, I can't forget my guy.
Wait a minute, both of those things was in this
Okay.
bag.
Both of those things were in
Oh,
this
this
bag.
nice.
So this is the chance.
Oh, that's
This is the
nice.
chance hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know you will forget about your butt.
Nah, come on, man.
oh, that goes
about
that
your
bag.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Them all colors too.
Oh,
They're black.
oh, I love it. So look, this is what we talking about when
So
we say
this
his
is how you
signature
supposed to
look.
show up to people's
That's
stuff.
how you show up.
Yeah, bring
So y'all
gifts
know.
and things. I love it, but you see the
Oh, man, I
stripes
set a
like
new
this.
standard. I'm sorry,
Oh,
y'all.
yeah, nah, you good. You good. They need to know.
And I like how he got the
Yeah.
rich fresh right
Got
here.
to.
Oh, yeah, this fly right here.
Thank you.
Man, I appreciate you, big
Appreciate
dog.
you.
Hey.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Absolutely. Love and respect.
Absolutely.
See,
So,
I already got an event in mind.
okay, listen, I'm already like, look, I'm like you. Am I gonna wait? Am I gonna hold it to the next thing?
Yeah, I gotta save
I
the
might
spirit.
have to go on and
I
pop
got to
out
save
on
the spirit.
Gotta make sure my shoes is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoes
If you
gotta
are
be on
listening to the podcast and you're not watching right now, y'all gotta come on straight to YouTube and watch so you can see all the things that are just so beautiful right here. Oh, this is amazing. So tell people, are these available?
So yeah, so these, by the time this airs, these will be available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be available.
And the bags?
Oh, the bag's already up.
Okay.
And the shoes will be available by the time this airs as well.
Oh, do you have a shoe that you want to show
I
today?
do. You know what? I'm gonna just show it to y'all.
Okay. Yes.
And you know, y'all tell me what you think.
Yes. I feel like this and it. We
Yeah,
are
we
getting the
doing-
exclusive
Yeah.
Y'all getting exclusive.
right here. Okay. Oh. Oh, this is the all white.
Yeah, that's all right.
Honey, can y'all get into it?
This is absolutely Tabs.
Honey, listen.
Like,
Because
no
you got
lace.
on some. Wait, were these you had on some with some color in it though,
color.
right?
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
names.
Listen. This first of all, it's light.
It's
What do
lightweight.
you call it?
It's the Lotus.
The Lotus.
It felt very out of space.
Yeah.
He
Super
said-
lightweight, the most comfortable shoe you ever wear.
Yeah.
It's so comfortable.
Oh, this is
I can't wait.
You can tell by the.
I can,
Yeah,
on
you
the
feel
bottom,
inside of it. You
it's
know
the,
what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm just all. I'm all.
Oh! I
This
didn't
is
even see
official.
the bottom. Look.
No, this is all original.
Okay, so
It's
I'm
all
gonna need
official.
some sneakers to go with my tracksuit.
I already got them.
I got to have
I
them.
already got them.
You already got some
I already got them
in color.
in your color.
So
Okay, very good.
I don't know if we posted.
What?
I'm curious. What these hit for?
So
You know people gonna want to know like what
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
what that sneaker hit for?
we're still finalizing that. It's gonna hit for a little something, but all this is like this is not this is more of a democratic product.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got my super top tier, high end, super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
The ready to wear is gonna be much more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
Still luxury, but like attainable luxury.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And vegan luxury.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Cruelty-free luxury.
So
Eco-friendly.
so you what you speaking about is these two.
yeah, so the
This is a
tracksuits
different-
also, so it's a totally different price point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these will probably end up being under $700 for the whole set.
Okay.
Not probably, they're definitely, and I don't want to tell you the exact
Yeah.
number because I want you to
Yeah.
be surprised when you go to the site.
Yeah.
But they're definitely going to be, they're not, because the custom ones are going to cost like $5,000,
yeah.
you know.
So you
For
gotta
some
think
people,
about like
I'm not going to put his
Yeah,
business
I
out
was gonna
there
say, let's- don't
because
hit don't-
some people get different prices, but you know,
Yesterday's price ain't today's price.
yeah, no, it's not.
you
It's
gotta
not.
think of it like there is Ralph Lauren
Right.
and then there's Polo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? There's Versace and Versace Couture.
Yeah.
You know? Armani Exchange.
Yeah.
So we got Rich Fresh right here. These are gonna be the one. This is gonna give you Polo.
This is it.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
This right here, what he got on though, that's gonna
cost.
be Rich Fresh.
Yeah.
That's gonna be different. But I just love it all. I'm so happy that you have just expanded. Like, you know, you still have your very high end, but then you also have, you're keeping it luxury, but more attainable and affordable for people who want to experience Rich Fresh.
Right.
And I just think it's a beautiful thing to witness. And you are our first fashion designer we've had on the show.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so honored.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's
we
amazing.
are so grateful to have had you and that you shared your story. And I know it's going to be so many people who have been blessed by your journey, that are in pursuit of whatever their thing is, their passion. And so before you leave and we close it out, is there anything that you would want to say to someone out there that may be feeling like they're stuck in a season, or maybe they are in that dark place, or they've hit the bottom? Any encouraging words you would like to give from your point of view?
Yeah, you can be here today and someplace else tomorrow. It's all, it's all in your mind. It's all in your desires. Sometimes life is just tough, and sometimes you just dealt like a really tough hand. But there's this thing. It's like you survived 100% of your worst days. So I always try and keep that in mind. Like, it might be tough, but if I make a few different decisions, I might look up and be in a different reality where I don't even remember how tough this was. Again, like I'm a kid from Memphis who drove across the country with $500 in his pocket. Was like, I'm gonna make something happen in the West Coast. And now I've got this brand, and I'm like really set on it being the biggest thing in the world. And it's just like, through whatever circumstances, I just try to be mindful of a bigger goal, so I don't get stuck. Because everyone's gonna have bad days, and if you get stuck on the bad days because you lose sight of your bigger goal, it can make it much harder to get there. So, maybe while you're processing it, just have a big goal in mind, have something that you're working towards, and trust God that you'll get there.
I love it. That's the most important part. Keep trusting God. And I'm just, again, thank you for coming. I hope that you all have just been blessed by Rich today. This Rich Fresh, look, I want to call him Mr. Fresh in this moment, because that's what I feel he deserves in this moment. But, babe, you got anything else before we close it out?
Pleasure having you, man. I appreciate your transparency and being vulnerable and telling your story. And then I appreciate the gifts too.
Yeah.
I appreciate the gifts.
I
man.
really
like
do. I really do. I'm excited about it. Y'all make sure you support. Tell people where they can find you.
richfresh.com.
There you go.
And you can also find me on social media, richfresh.
Yes.
But richfresh.com, more importantly. That way you can have fun with us. We're wearing all the clothes.
Yeah.
You want to get in on this.
Doing
action.
all the things.
All the things.
It'll also be in the description of this video. So, yeah, that's it. We love y'all. We thank y'all. I hope that y'all continue your journey, your goals. Be obedient. Listen to God. Keep trusting the process. Okay?
Absolutely.
Very good. And until the next time, honey, y'all go about y'all business and have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. God bless y'all.
Amen.
We love y'all. Thank you for watching this episode, honey. And if you liked it, go ahead and click right here for more of those episodes.
And if you haven't already subscribed, please remember to do so.
Very good.